Well, hello everyone. Happy New Year. Welcome to CiNEMACHiNE. What is happening? What is all the noises?
I think my dehumidifier just turned on.
Oh, okay. Well, start the year off with
I can go turn it off.
The humidifier. I'm here with Brandon.
It turned on like immediately when we started.
I know. I thought it was like the end of the opening, like the projector sound.
That was fantastic.
Party foul. Well, Ryan, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man.
Yeah.
I had my first episode back in the Capecast episode back in the cave on Tuesday, so I'm back in my home.
Nice. Well, Brandon's turned off his dehumidifier.
Yes.
He just gets congested, guys. All right.
Yeah, he's got some
It's been a lot of rain lately, moisture in the air. So gotta take care of it.
What's up, Tony from Basement Blues? So Happy New Year, Tony.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Yes, everyone.
God bless
Oh my
us.
gosh, it's 90G,
everyone.
everybody. Happy New Year, 90G. Well, folks, tonight we have a special show for you. It's our top 5 individually, all of our top 5. So I'm sure we'll have debate.
There's no way we could get a collective top 5.
There's almost 2 different shows here. So we have some honorable mentions. We're going to talk about.
Seems like a form of torture. Like make all 3 of us agree on top 5 movies.
It sounds like us trying to
like
come
the
up
water drip.
It sounds like us trying to come up with a concept for a show together. So, and then we're going to talk about our favorite physical media of the year, so on and so forth. We want to hear from all of you, of course. But Ryan, do you want to tell everybody where they can find us before we get started?
Do I ever? Hit the subscribe button here on YouTube, notification bell, so you can stay up to date on all the videos we are putting out. We are on Instagram at CiNEMAChinePod, and we have Patreons, patreon.com/CiNEMAChinePod. Appreciate all the support that we get there.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Great job, Ryan. Nailed it.
Thanks.
Yeah, you learned how to read better in the new year. It's just great. It's great. Fantastic. Well, so I haven't really spoken to the audience since Christmas, and I feel like I need to apologize to the audience right out the gate. So
I think you need
specifically
to apologize to Tony more than anyone.
Yeah. So Tony, I apologize. We made a Christmas episode, and Tony was on the Christmas episode, and we let everybody vote on what movie we were going to do for our Christmas episode. So we had 4 movies to vote for.
I picked Just Friends.
Brandon, you picked Jingle All the Way.
Jingle All the Way.
Yeah. Al, you picked.
I picked Krampus. So
and then Al and I were just like, what's another typical
let's
Christmas
throw a 4th
movie
one in there just for giggles. And we threw in the Santa Claus.
And that one sweeping majority won the vote.
I think all of our 3 didn't even equal that percentage. So
that backfired. Should have kept it at 3.
And the Santa Claus is like a middling movie. It's a fine movie. We're fine with it, but that's it. It's fine. And so it was an interview. It was a review of all of us just going, yeah, it's pretty good. It's all right. There's no
you
quotes.
Buy Tim Allen as Santa Claus?
Yeah, right. That was we were just like scraping the barrel for questions. Tony did a great job. The 3 of us.
Nice, Nige. By the way, I saw you started watching Daredevil, so I approve. Well done.
You are welcome to stay here now.
Yeah.
So we might, I don't know, 90G, you tell us, but we might just throw it on Patreon one day and just have it up there, or should we just wait until next Christmas and throw it up, or randomly throw it up on
we had the suggestion of Christmas in July for you, Al, since you're a big Christmas guy. You could put it up in July.
I love it. I love July. But it's not like anybody disliked the movie. It was just like, all right. But we just so wanted to talk about we were still talking about our other movies more than we were talking about the Santa Claus. So And then on top of that, I traveled back home for Christmas and totally forgot my suitcase and forgot to upload the episode. And then whenever I forgot to upload it, I was just like, maybe we don't need to upload it. Maybe we just act like it never happened. So, Tony, I apologize. I'll send you a fruit basket or
edible arrangement from
Best
Al
Buy
incoming.
gift card, whatever works. I'm sure there's something we could do to make it good. But no, we do appreciate Tony coming on and doing that. Christmas in July sounds good. Thanks, Nani. If for anybody else that's watching this now or later, please let us know what you guys think. So, all right, so let's get into our top fives this year. I'm going to start with Ryan. Ryan, what is your number 5 movie?
Let's actually hang on. Just because I've already prepped the graphics, we're going to start with Al, I believe. So it'll be Al, me, then Ryan.
So just Ryan, what's your? Do
it all over, Brandon.
Yeah, because they're sequential. I got them prepped that way. So sorry to kind of derail things, but
that is all right. So my number 5 movie, and we did talk about most of these, if not all of these, on the show at one point, is The Green Knight.
Surprising.
Well, so I purchased this movie after mine and your champagne debacle at the movie theater, and it is better than I remembered it being. I think that I was kind of distracted in the movie theater.
You fall asleep?
I did not.
Oh.
No. But no, I mean, I like the movie just fine. I'll be honest with you. It was hard for me to really, if we had to do a top 10, I would probably be 3 short because I didn't watch a whole lot of new movies this year. So this is there by kind of, I don't know. I just kind of eliminated others.
Sounds like it was really good.
It was good. It was good, but I anticipated it more. Than I actually enjoyed the movie. But I did enjoy the movie just fine. It's just that original, we were so geared up to go see this, and that initial theater visit kind of threw me off for sure. And it's really bad when you come away talking about your theater experience more than you talk about the movie. So it did take a little prying for me to watch this again, but I did watch it again. I did see what a lot of other people saw in it. It is one that I suggest that everyone see at least once. And I would say watch it with people so that you can talk about it afterwards, because this is a movie that you're definitely going to want to kind of dig into. So there you go. The Green Knight, number 5.
I own it. I have yet to watch it.
Yeah, they had a really good deal on it around Black Friday time, right in that area. And it was one of those things you had to buy it. So just because the deal was so good. So, all right. So, Brandon,
indeed,
what superhero movie made number 5 for you?
My number 5 is Coda.
Okay.
This was a Apple TV Plus movie.
I really remember you talking about this one.
I kind of adored this movie. I thought it was great. It's very unlike pretty much everything else that's going to be on my list today, but I did want to highlight it just because I just thought it was super endearing. It was a great story, great acting all around. Yeah, I mean, if you don't know what it's about, just go into it blind. Because it didn't, it wasn't like this huge, spectacle release for Apple TV Plus, but it was very good. A very grounded movie.
Yes, we do, Katie. Yes,
hello,
we
Katie.
do.
Yep.
Ryan's beloved is here. Nice to see you.
So if you have Apple TV Plus for Ted Lasso or whatever, the newsroom or whatever what's the one that you watch? What's the one that you watch on Apple TV?
Morning show.
Morning show.
I thought you were asking me. I was like, oh, no.
Yeah, but if you already have Apple TV Plus, definitely check it out because it is.
A friend of mine I was around them, and they were watching a few episodes of what's the one with Will Ferrell and Paul Rudd?
Yeah.
The
I don't remember the name.
the
It's like a
psychologist
psychiatrist.
next door,
Next
or whatever it's
Door.
called.
We watched the first couple episodes of that.
I watched that. It was okay. Like, I
That's how I
watched the few episodes. I was like,
Not enough to keep me watching it.
no, and I mean, I got tired of the characters and stuff. Like, I only watched like 3 episodes, maybe 2.5 episodes, and and that was at the end of it all. I didn't watch the whole thing, but yeah. So, all right. Well, Ryan.
My number 5 is in honor of the great Al Moses here today.
Nice. Good for you.
Yeah. The Matrix Resurrections.
I quit. I don't think this is on anybody's list except yours. I have heard so many Matrix fans just trash this movie. I don't know anything about it.
So
Definitely
it's
divisive.
It's a very different.
My favorite kind of movie.
Yeah.
The ones that other people hate.
Yeah, it's a very different Matrix movie than any of the others. Oddly enough, Al, you're a story guy. This is very story heavy. And it was a nice kind of fresh twist on the series, in my opinion. And my list, I do want to say, like, my list is entirely based on how entertained I was by the movies that I was watching. Because at the end of the day, that
is a good thing for us to say is our criteria for our list, because I guarantee our criteria is different to a certain degree.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
But yeah, I this is one of those. I get a lot of joy from movies that I want to rewatch, and when I rewatch them, I keep picking up on things. And this was one that, on second viewing, and I want to watch again.
I did fall asleep twice. But
you know what's funny about that? Melissa also fell asleep twice.
Yeah, Katie's was a little bit more of
I just had a baby,
being a mother related.
I just had a baby and it's sucking the life out of me.
But yeah, this is one of those that, like, I feel like I'm going to keep, as I watch, I'm going to keep gleaning stuff. And I just really enjoyed the story. It's a very meta movie.
So I'm asking you guys, I'm just telling you what I heard. I'm not saying this is my opinion because I haven't seen this. Okay.
What?
I think that's so. But no, what I heard was this. So, okay. Gremlins 2 is basically Joe Dante saying, screw you, I don't want to make another Gremlins movie, but I'll take your check. And the whole movie is just making fun of the first Gremlins movie and making fun of the studio wanting to make a Gremlins movie and how just cheesy that process is and how they want to make the exact same movie. So I've heard that this movie is very much so that, including the closing song is like this bad cover of a Rage Against the Machine song and things like. I heard this movie is basically a troll because I don't remember what Wachowski sibling Wachowski sibling this was, but Lana, I think. But anyway, apparently they were having a lot of like issues in their life at the time. Like, I think their dad died or something like that. I don't know. But and then there was other things, and they just didn't want to do this. They wanted to kind of move on and do something else. And they were like, well, we'll do it without you. And they were like, well, we don't want to do that either. So from my understanding, I have no evidence of this, but this is like a troll movie to just kind of stick the middle finger up to the studio and say, okay, this is what you get. Kind of like a Gremlins 2 type thing. There
are definitely lines in there where they do that. I think it's very surface level judgment of the movie, though, to say that is what the entire film is. Yeah, they were. I'm no doubt they would have made a Matrix movie without them. Money. They want to make money. Yeah,
money.
But my understanding is, was it both their dad or both their parents?
Mom and dad.
Mom and dad.
Oh, was it both? Okay. Well, I mean, that's sad. That's a lot to deal with.
So yeah, this movie is very. The previous movies are a lot about kind of the machine world and human world. This is more of like a love story type movie. So it was Lana that came back to do this one. That's kind of like a therapeutic thing for her.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, again, I don't know anything about this.
What they do is they have little jabs at the idea of the studio trying to get them to do more of these movies over the years.
Right.
Essentially.
Right. And just the studio mentality when it comes to sequels and Lego sequels and
creative process and whatnot.
Yeah. There's a lot of, like Ryan was saying, it's very meta in that regard, but
yeah,
I would agree. I think that take is super surface level and not at all like what's presented in the movie in the grand scheme of it.
Yeah, this is my number 5. It's very rare that I want to watch a movie a third time within a few weeks of it coming out, and this is one that I want to. So,
and if you haven't checked it out, there's a Cape Cast episode where Ryan and I gush about that movie for about an hour and 45 minutes.
Oh, then why did we just talk about it? So, Brandon, do you want to tell your criteria for your list before we go any further?
It's mostly the same as Ryan. It's about, for me, it's like impact. It's impact that it had on me.
It's a good way to say it.
It's rewatchability. Entertainment value is also part of it, obviously. But more like affecting is kind of the criteria for me.
Yeah, my criteria is basically, do I remember the movie? Because there's a lot of movies that I just don't remember. I was like trying to remember, like there are so many movies that I just walk out of the theater or watch at home or whatever, and I just don't remember anything about them. I barely remember if I watched it or not. Mm-hmm. And there are quite a few like that. And then
even memorable ones are sometimes hard to like within a year. I have to like keep a record of what I see like throughout the year in order to make this list.
Well, the fact that we see so much, yeah. Well, of course we're gonna have some that we didn't get to see in a little while, Tony. But yeah, there's definitely some that I want to still see that I just, especially the type of movies that I gravitate towards. They're not always readily available to you whenever you go to see them in the theater. So there's definitely one that I had to chase down, and I tried to watch before tonight, and just
drove all the way to Kentucky.
And they said we just filled that up with Spider-Man. We just put that theater down with Spider-Man. Sorry, guy. So
nice.
CiNEMACHiNE though.
Nice.
Well.
Priorities.
Yeah,
I respect it.
So I have a number 4, I should say. My number 4 is probably going to surprise you. Is Nobody.
Ooh, nice.
I enjoyed this movie a lot.
I enjoyed it.
I like this movie a lot. It has a lot of rewatchability. It was fun. It was just a good old dumb action movie. Had fun watching it.
That tattoo parlor scene stuck in my head. From that movie.
But Bob Odenkirk, it's hard to forget him. I mean, just look at that poster right there. That's a great poster. But everything about this movie, I just thought was fun. I purchased it pretty early on. It was, Nobody was fun. And it was your first movie back to the theater, 90G. That's awesome. Yeah.
All right, everybody, let's lay off Al, okay? He's not that great.
Forgot about this movie. Good pick. Yeah. This movie, I was surprised at how much I liked it, to be honest with you, because it's John Wick-esque, but then it's got a lot of really funny parts in it, and the bus scene is a scene that is hard to forget, and but everything about this movie was just, I thought, well put together. It's not the smartest movie in the world, but that's okay. It's just fun to watch, and I've watched it a couple times now, and talking about it right now makes me kind of want to watch it again. So the end of football season's coming up, so I'm going to have to watch more movies to avoid. But so Number 4 is Nobody for me.
Tis a good one. I agree. Didn't make my top 5, but
I think all. Ryan, did you ever buy this one? I know Brandon did.
Not yet, no, but I plan to.
I've also seen it twice. It's a good one. It's a good rewatch.
Yeah,
for sure. Okay, my turn. My turn.
Yep. Brandon?
So my number 4 is The Matrix.
Y'all just planned to after this.
Oh, we did not.
I gotta talk about this and Zack Snyder tonight. Great.
I really hope that we
You don't
line up
know
a lot, though.
that.
It would be fantastic.
I guarantee that Zack Snyder's on here.
Just him in general.
Yeah, just put his zipper on the screen. Oh my god, I love it.
Best of 2021, indeed.
Similarly to what Ryan was saying,
We talked about it. Go watch
yeah.
Gamecast.
We
All right,
we
you're
did-
number
we did
4.
We did a whole thing about it, but this is a movie that I don't think is perfect, but it is one that I definitely think it doesn't stick the landing, but up until that point, it is a pretty great ride, and it does kind of do a lot for the mythology. Another reason why this is super, like high, well, not necessarily high, but like, it's a recent one that I watched that I'm kind of obsessed with right now, and I've seen the Matrix Saga now in the last 2 weeks twice because I got to watch it with Luna, and that was really fun for me. And so yeah, just like this movie where the
Let's
other
just
two,
say Luna gave it 1,587 stars.
this is true. She did. She gave it very high numbers, and she said this was the best one. So, so you can take
Bad
that to the bank.
taste is hereditary. Here we go.
But no, I think where the second 2 sequels of this franchise kind of fall prey, especially Reloaded, fall prey to trying to kind of mimic the first one in a lot of ways. This one really kind of turns it on its head and does something very fresh and inventive. And like I said, it really just like the way that the story that they came up with to come back to this franchise, I thought was pretty great. And I, like Ryan was saying, it's one of those movies that you just continue to pick up on things the more you rewatch it. And I've seen it 2.5 times now. The halftime was the one that Luna walked in and she was like, "What are you watching?" And I was like, "Well, this is whatever." And try to tell her about it. And I was like, she's like, "I want to watch it with you." I was like,
"No, just restart."
You're not. Well, I don't know if you're going to understand these movies anyway, but if you want to watch these, we got to start from the beginning. So
She's only kid at school. Like, no, you got to get a red pill and a blue pill.
Yeah. So
my dad's name is Brandon. It's the most political child ever.
Yep.
My dad's name is Brandon.
All right, Ryan.
Yeah.
What's
so that's
your
my number 4.
4. What?
All right.
Hell are you gonna put upon me?
My number 4, and I got approval from the group. I asked if I could include television as
We said basically it's your show. Like you can
yeah.
do whatever you want.
They said no, and I said F you guys, I'm gonna include television. So my number 4 is season 3 of Succession.
This is how good movies are nowadays. We put TV shows on our list.
I am in love with this show. Every episode I watched this season, I was like texting Brandon right after about it. This show, the way I've described it is, we watch tons of movies that have life and death stakes in them and all kinds of crazy violence and scary stuff, whatever. This is like the most white collar show ever, and this show makes me feel like I want to throw up sometimes. That's how much it like gets to me. It's incredibly well made, incredibly well written, and the acting is
this is Ryan.
fantastic.
This is how Ryan stays thin. Watches Succession.
This vibrates. Oh god.
Boy.
But yeah, if anybody here has not, yes, it was amazing. the finale of this.
While Katie was getting morning sickness, you were like, Succession. Yeah. I'm right there with you, baby.
Kendall.
Kendall
is so cringe this season.
Yes,
he's always kind of cringe, but like, my God, this season it is hard to watch.
Off the rails with You've got to, if you have not checked this show out, give it like 3 episodes.
You're an idiot. Leave.
It'll sink its teeth so deep into you. It's phenomenal. It's great television. HBO.
All right. Fantastic.
HBO.
Do you have any other TV shows on your list?
I don't.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, we're down to number 3. My number 3 is good old Dune. I really enjoyed this movie. Still haven't seen it a second time.
I liked it too a little bit.
Yeah. I still haven't seen it a second time. I'm going to buy it next week. Still haven't figured out which version I'm going to buy.
You haven't rewatched it yet?
No, because I had all the plans to go see it with my nephew in theaters. And then just all the holiday stuff got too tight. We couldn't go see it. And then it was out of theaters. And so, but no, I'm definitely watching it again next week when I buy it. So Tony, I need your opinion, man. Should I buy the special edition from Walmart, special edition from Target? I don't really like steelbooks, so I'm not
His response is going to be all of them.
Yeah. Just yes.
Why pick one?
Yes. But I am trying to figure out which one to buy, and I will say that I think you both are in the same train of thought as I. I am very bummed that I didn't pull the trigger on buying the soundtrack from Mondo on vinyl.
I just forgot, man.
Those things are going for $1,000 now.
Jeez, it's crazy.
Is that why you're kicking yourself because you want to flip it?
Yeah, I should have bought 2 of those.
Flipped them both.
Yeah. So, no, I mean, this is, you can go back and watch our episode on Dune, but I have a feeling we're going to talk about it a little bit more tonight. But I really do think if Star Wars were to go this route, I believe that people would really, really be excited about Star Wars more so than they are now. I want to ask you guys a question. Are you guys going to do the whole, hey, we're watching Boba Fett, the Book of Boba Fett show on Capecast? Are you guys amped up about that at all?
We'll talk about the episodes, but I don't think we're going to do like review each full review for each episode.
Yeah.
It's just not one that, for whatever reason, it's just not one that we're both.
I totally forgot it was supposed, I forgot yesterday when it was, a new episode was available. Totally forgot. Didn't even think about it. And yeah. 4K soon. Yeah. So I have a feeling they're going to put out plenty of special editions. So I really need to know which one I should grab because they're all pretty intriguing. So
where are you, Tony?
Help me, please. All right, Brandon, what is your number 3?
Well, there's a little bit of synchronicity going on here because my number 3 is also Dune.
Oh my God!
Crazy.
But I can guess you're 2 and 1. But I can.
That's fine. You can try.
Spider-Man
Batman. I really enjoyed this movie. I've seen it 3 times, I think, thanks to HBO Max. And yeah, it's another one of those that just like, as far as like an affecting movie, I hadn't read the book or anything, so it was all just like, a new experience going in. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely got those parallels to Star Wars, which makes sense because the novel was very influential for Lucas with Star Wars. But yeah, it's a freaking great movie. I love anything that Denis Villeneuve does, and so I think that was a big reason why a lot of us, just at a very root level, were excited about this movie, knowing the kind of pedigree that went into the filmmaking. So, but yeah, amazing cast, amazing story, scope is great. And I'm very glad that it's getting a sequel because, geez, that would have been so disappointing.
Yeah, that would have been really disappointing. You could easily turn that logo into your last name, though. I was looking at that.
Yeah, I could. New
Just
new
rotate
watermark
those.
for my
Yeah.
cover letters.
All right, Ryan, are you going to line up with this, or are you going to go a different route? Looks like a different route.
My number 3 is
Golden
Spider-Man. No Way Home. This movie was a ton of fun. Just haven't been able to get back out to see it with baby and all, but it's one that I would like to see again in theaters. This was a great movie, but on top of that, a huge nostalgia trip for through all the kind of the Spider-Man generations. And it's just hard. It's one of those things, like if you're a Spider-Man fan, it's tough for you not to gravitate to this movie.
Yeah, these are the type of movies I'm glad I don't like these type of things, because I'm sure I don't even know this for a fact, but I'm positive, without knowing anything like hard evidence, there was a lot of clapping during this movie.
Oh yes,
dude, my theater was, and I was doing it, Al. I was all over it.
I hate you so much
awesome.
right now.
It was so great. And I texted the Cavecast guys right after this. I was like, I hope you guys have an awesome theater when I saw it.
Yeah,
I had an awesome theater last night when I went to see a movie. Nobody's
there.
In there, so it was great.
Yes, Nani G, you are correct. This is so satisfying. And they held a lot of awesome stuff out of marketing, which is always and have it actually pay off, which is always a risky but awesome proposition if it's done.
It worked out for them,
yeah.
For Sony, where
well, nothing works out for us.
Other studios have tried to do that and fumbled. And
we reviewed this movie kind of ad nauseum. Also, I recommend you check that out. Yep, satisfying is a good word. But yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, but there's a lot of trips down memory lane, a lot of characters in this that pop up that were not in the marketing. So if you haven't checked it out, especially if you're a Spider-Man fan, do it. Especially while it's in theaters. Take advantage of that for sure.
Indeed.
Stop
Albert?
Clapping at movies. All right, so
nope.
That was the best part.
It was so good. It was so great. That was
awesome. All right, so don't pull it up just yet. I want to talk about it for a second. My number 2 movie was my number 1 movie for a very long time. Since I saw it, I was like, this is my favorite movie of the year. And then I saw another movie that just catapulted. I wasn't expecting that. But this was one of my most anticipated movies. So I'm very excited that it still rose to the occasion. And that is The French Dispatch. Nope.
I knew you were going to do that.
I had to do that.
Great. That was great.
No, The French Dispatch. I love this movie. This movie was fun. It was silly.
And Al's got a crush on Tim Chalamet.
Timothée.
My God, I saw so many movies with him in there. It's like ridiculous. He's not in this movie a whole lot. Not that I dislike him. It's just that let's back it down. But this movie is if you're a Wes Anderson fan, it is just oozing Wes Anderson. I mean, like, it is a Wes Anderson movie to the nth degree. So this movie is great. The soundtrack is fantastic. I think I said it when I reviewed this movie earlier on that I went to buy the vinyl and it wasn't even available yet. So that's coming out soon as well. Very excited to buy this movie. I went to buy this movie the other day and I just couldn't, because I know that they're going to release a Criterion of this eventually. And they do no justice whatsoever. And I think it's because they know that they're going to put it on Criterion. They do no justice with the packaging or anything for this fantastic movie. Now, if anybody out there knows where we can get some of those screener versions of this movie, I'd like to buy 2 of those, one for myself, one for Tony. That'll be my I'm sorry gift to him. But yeah, this movie is a lot of fun. I do think people should see this movie. There's a lot of twists and turns, a lot of great performances. This is one of those movies I actually walked out of the theater and had that kind of, I just saw a movie kind of warm sensation and was inspired. And that seems to be the case every time I see a Wes Anderson movie. So really, really enjoyed this movie. Can't say enough good things. Can't wait to watch it again. So,
Nice.
and which I probably will. As a matter of fact, the one thing about seeing a Wes Anderson movie is that you.
As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna go now and go watch the rest of it.
Scooch. While y'all talk about all the other stuff.
What were you gonna say?
Nice of you, Al.
Stuff. But no. You immediately want to watch the other Wes Anderson movies. I immediately wanted to watch Life Aquatic. Left the theater. Came home, made some dinner, watched Life Aquatic, and listen. I now have the Life Aquatic Record Store Day vinyl, and listen to that quite often as well. So, yeah, and there's a good playlist on Spotify if you like Wes Anderson movie music. So, lots of little French songs and stuff like that. So, good movie. So, all right, Brandon.
Nice.
What is your number 2?
I would like to see that one at some point, but
it's a good one.
It'll be a home release viewing. Well, no surprise. My number 2 is Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Brandon, should one of us just have done this and the other one
graphics? The graphics were pretty easy to make this go around, I have to say.
What did I say? I said your number 2 and 1 are Spider-Man and Batman.
So I can neither confirm or deny. I have to wait.
We'll find out soon.
Keep them weighted on bated
breath. Stay tuned.
So predictable.
Yeah, man, I love this movie. It was fun. It's very satisfying, as you're saying earlier. It's just it's great. Like, it's not like it's comparable to like a build-up movie, like when you think of like the Avengers or Infinity War and Endgame, whatever. Justice League. But different in that it's very unexpected, because we were hoping things were going to happen in this movie that ended up happening with no confirmation, really. And it's because of this whole, and I'm trying to talk loosely about it, just the nature of this movie, the way they bring the story together. Like I said, it's very unexpected, and
Tony's right.
Could only be done with characters like this. So it was just, and the great thing is, for me, was compiled by the fact that it was a great like theater experience,
compounded,
and it partially was due, in fact, of the reactions. It was so much fun. It reminded me a lot of going to see The Force Awakens opening night. Like, it was like palpable, like everybody was excited. Nobody really knew what they were getting exactly, and it just delivered. And I got to see it with Luna, and she was having a blast. Like, at one of the reveals, she was like screaming and lifting her hands up. She was so excited. It was great. So
you're teaching her to do that too.
Yep.
My God.
So that really that plays up. My list
is the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Leo DiCaprio pointing at the.
Yep. Pretty much. Yeah. Super fun, super good movie. I can't wait to watch it again. So that's my number 2.
All right. So
don't wear it out.
Ryan, what's your number 2 that Brandon's going to talk about in a little while?
Actually, my number 2 is one that both of y'all have talked about.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Dune. I saw this movie a lot.
Yeah, you did see it a lot. That's right. You went on like a binge.
Yeah, I've probably seen this. All in all, I've probably seen this movie 7 or 8 times.
Did you and Katie watch it in the delivery room, like on the phone?
Yeah.
It's like...
Just focus on the movie, Katie. Focus on the movie.
Here's the mind killer, Katie. Yeah. Here's the mind killer.
I just had her sing the litany the whole time while she was in labor.
She sounded like the soundtrack.
I was banging on the desk in there. Smashing a nurse walking into that.
Yeah, she's like whispering deep tones, like
Yeah.
doing the voice.
Mm,
She's using the
Kate emerges, not Kate, Diana emerges like the Harkonnen dude out of the black goop.
Oh boy, good times.
She says I've seen it once. Yeah, so I immediately
On an epidural.
Yeah.
So it was really good.
I had not read the books before. I'd seen the movie
Did you read
a long time
more
ago.
than just the first book?
So no, I've got Katie, me and Katie keep talking about this. It's like an ongoing thing. I'm really struggling whether to continue or watch the next movie first.
Continue past the half point of the first book,
Yeah.
or continue.
I'm at I got to where this movie ended, and I just like haven't been able to decide what I want to experience first. I'm gonna do both, but
You don't want to
to
be that guy that's like the book's better than
exactly. Exactly. Just because I saw the first one, I think it's because I saw the movie before I read the books. I feel I'm leaning towards like I want to do the same with the other movies.
Yeah.
Books are overrated,
in
in my opinion.
As we say, my
easy
heart to the
decision.
woods.
But yeah, this is like the first time I've it's very Lord of the Rings type, fellowship-ish type movie for me. So I'm really excited to see this story continue. And just I love the aesthetic, I love the scale of everything. Music is awesome, and obviously the cast is stellar. So I really didn't have anything negative to say about this when it came out, and I still don't.
No, and I went into the theater thinking I love Villeneuve. I think I can't think of a movie I just dislike of his. There's of course a hierarchy in my mind, but I was really nervous that like maybe the studio was going to get too involved or whatever the case may be, because this movie has been deemed unfilmable for so long, and so many cheesy versions have come out. And then we saw it, and that was another movie I came out of the theater like, oh man, I just saw like a really good movie. It felt great seeing that movie. So it was a nice departure from what I was scared they would do. So so
cool.
Fantastic. Well,
Number one.
My number one movie is, and I'm gonna talk about this for a second, is
Halloween Kills.
Yeah. Man, that movie is such a disappointment. Although the director's cut comes out here, like they're putting out the Blu-ray. So so I'm interested to see if they actually did anything like
substantial.
Yeah, to make it less cheesy. But
cut out what's his name?
Anthony Michael Hall.
Release the non-Anthony Michael Hall cut.
Yeah, I mean, in all reality, you cut out Jamie Lee Curtis out of this particular movie and it'd be fine.
That's true.
So no, this movie I watched, and like I was wanting to see this for a long time. It was one of those movies I wanted to go see in the theater, and it was hard to get out there and see, so I had to watch it at home. They had a sale on Vudu digitally, but as soon as I saw the movie, I had to go and find it physically, so I actually have it ordered to come. But I saw Pig, and with Nicolas Cage, and this movie,
strong praise, my friend,
was very good. This movie is not what you expect it to be. It's like, all right, I think a lot of people expect this movie to be like the John Wick with a pig and like have crazy Nicolas Cage in it and stuff. This movie has so many great subtleties to it. This is a first time full length like filmmaker. Like this is a first time filmmaker, and this movie hit all the marks for me. I immediately told everybody, please see this movie. I have my movie club. They're geared up to see it eventually, like when we get together. But this movie just everything around this, the cinematography, there's a lot of great choices. There's, of course, there's faults and flaws in this movie, but this movie is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. But this is the movie that stuck with me. Like, I could not stop thinking about this movie when I watched it.
Nice.
And
You're making me excited, Al.
Dude, this movie is so good. Nicolas Cage should be up for every award. I'm not saying he should win every award, but he should be up for every award because people find some kind of excitement about that. And if Nicolas Cage
best
did
director, best cinematographer,
everything, everything, he was fantastic. And this director should really get some praise too. I mean, it's just, I'm really eager to watch. Like, this is when I first saw Blue Ruin and such, and I was like, man, I'm really excited about Jeremy Saulnier. I'm very excited about this young director.
Your number one last year was a first-time director, right?
Yeah.
Promising Young Woman.
Yeah, and I saw that the day that we did the episode, so I had to skirt it in. But this movie just, I don't know, again, had that, I saw it at home, I just watched it by myself. But it was one of those ones, it's only an hour and a half long, so it's an easy watch. But if you go into this thinking you're going to get a lot of like crazy action and gunplay and stuff like that, you're not going to get that movie. Okay. I just want to make that clear. But the thing is that this movie, the whole time you're like, okay, is he going to take that? I'm trying not to spoil it for anybody. Is he going to take that choice? Is he going to take that choice? And it stays, it's so good. And the choices and everything, it's a beautifully made movie. It's Brandon, I know, and I'm not saying this in a derogatory way, but I know that you get choked up at some movies, and this movie I do believe will choke you up. I believe
Sold. I like to feel feelings in movies.
Yeah, so but this movie is in my opinion is how movies should be made, and the type of movies, this is what I like to go see. This is a story. It's an odd story. You actually learn something. I didn't know the whole truffle pig thing. I didn't know all of this. And you learn a lot, and you continuously learn about this character the entire time. And that's all I'm going to say. But Pig is my number one movie of the year. I do believe, and we'll talk about honorable mentions in a while, I do believe that if I had seen some of the other ones, this one would still be number one, but it might be tied with one or two of the others that I didn't get a chance to see. But man, this movie is just, I highly suggest you guys see it very soon.
We were debating.
It was a good slow movie. Yes,
that one last night. We watched something else.
It was a slow movie in regard to how things are so fast paced nowadays, and everybody acts, like, well, everything's just buzzing around. But this movie had, in my opinion, was perfectly paced. And I know that Tony wasn't saying that it wasn't. I'm just saying that this movie had a perfect pace for my liking as far as a movie experience. So
nice.
You got to invest yourself into the character, and you got to feel it wasn't zip, zip, zap, zap, zip, 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 a little, so it was, I don't know. I just really am talking about it. I want to see it again. So yeah.
Cool. Well, speaking of movies that take their time,
we're good.
And kind of let things breathe, play out. Ryan, you just want to talk about this together?
Yeah, let's do it. Okay. Let's do it.
Zack Snyder's Justice League, number one movie of the year, period, for everyone.
For everyone. I see why you did. I see why you picked this order, Brandon. Good job.
It just made the most sense. I had the privilege of seeing everybody's answers before the show, so I was like, okay, this will work out.
Let's get Al out of the way.
Let's save the best for last.
So, full disclosure,
it's been fun, guys. See you next week.
I got a PS5 today, so actually before the show. I was working on setting stuff up, and I popped this in, the Blu-ray in, and started watching a few minutes of it, and texted Brandon. I said, with a picture of it, I said, all right, you guys have fun on the show tonight.
Yeah. Every time I watch this, and I've seen it, I don't think I've seen it quite as many times as Ryan, but every time I watch it, and I think I even said this when you and I watched it for the first time together, Ryan. I was like, I just can't believe this exists.
Yep.
I can't believe it. It's so like, especially in the format that it does exist in terms of it being actually completed completely, you know, and added to in terms of the epilogue.
Right.
It's very satisfying in terms of not just that it exists, but how great it is. Like, it's better than and I know that I probably have a bias towards this filmmaker, but outside of that, I just think I think it's perfect. I think it's like, it's one of those movies that just doesn't get made in terms of the scope and the story. When it comes to IP like this, like, nobody's making movies like this. And I just, like I said, we watched it like 4 times in like 3 days. Like, it's
times,
one of those,
Brandon. We
5
watched it
times.
5 times.
Yeah.
And it's a 4-hour movie.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was saying. Like, and even that in itself, it's like, it breathes. It doesn't waste any screen time. Like, there's so much to kind of take away from every shot. And every time I watch it, I just it's just like we're talking about with Spider-Man and with Matrix, just like the satisfaction of like seeing a lot of this stuff come to fruition. And obviously all the players involved, like, just, from the casting, cinematography, the score, it's just a monumental achievement, and I adore it. I really do.
Yeah, these movies are I say Man of Steel, BVS, and this film come across to me as just straight up love letter to comics. And they're so refreshing in that sense, and I love the tone and the depth, and of course, the visuals is kind of his calling card, and these movies look great as well. So I've seen this movie. I think at one point we were keeping a tally. It's probably, if it's not 20, it's around there.
Yeah.
And again, it's one of those things, man. It's like BVS. I put it on for 5 minutes before we were about to get on the show, and I texted Brandon, and I was like, God, this is good.
Yeah, it is a major, I guess, reason why we're so bummed about the future of DC when it comes to the movies. It's like,
it's almost,
it's not going to get better than this. I mean, we're excited for the Batman, but other than that, it's just,
I'm excited for the Batman, but I'm not anywhere near as excited for the Batman as I would be for any kind of spinoff or continuation of these characters in this way. I love this world.
We should just play the Sinead O'Connor. Nothing compares to you song.
Right.
I was thinking you guys were going to play the SPCA Sarah McLachlan song. And
that one would work too. Yeah.
So that's
number one.
That's my number one.
Well, I'm glad that year's over. Glad the year's over. We don't talk about it anymore, right?
Cannot guarantee it.
We'll
probably talk about it a couple more times.
Should be coming up here soon, pretty soon, Brandon. We should do an episode for each part again.
It's true.
Are you guys gonna have like an anniversary viewing?
Probably.
Yeah.
2 months.
Well,
I'll be honest with you, Brandon.
be
That
honest
was
with
one
you.
of the things when I was just watching it. I had good memories of watching this with you in your basement.
Dude, I
It's
mean,
awesome.
that was a fun week.
I will say that
I had people make appointments to come see it at my house.
Yeah.
You know, like not just Ryan and Katie, but like other friends, like families came. Like, all right, when we're
people
watching
at the
Justice
coffee
League.
shop. Hey, you
I
go
just
see it,
remember,
right?
man, like it was, wee hours of the morning. We were about to play this
3
movie.
a.m..
We were like
We took
looking at
a
each other like this
little
is
cat
about to
nap.
happen. This is actually about to happen.
Yeah.
If you didn't get a chance, you should go back and watch the video that we made of them not being on the show. And this is also the anniversary of when that happened.
Ooh, is it really? Is it
Don't tell Alan because his wife
Yeah.
paid a penny for his copy on eBay.
Thank you for telling me that. That's cool.
But no, the anniversary of the Michael Keaton joke will be
Yeah.
this.
It was a great joke.
Yeah, that was the one low moment of the evening.
That was fantastic.
I almost tore my computer in half trying to find. I was like, "Where's the video that he took this from, so that he could compile this? I know it's out there somewhere. Please, God."
Oh boy, just Ryan's description of your reaction was fantastic. So it was great. It was well worth my effort.
We both just looked at it. Was like, does he think this is funny?
Al's not that big of a dick, right?
Yes, he is. So yeah, no, it was a good time. So
for those that don't know, Al played a prank on us and did this. Is a long plotting prank where he had this interview lined up with Michael Keaton. We had just started this show and we're like, Michael Keaton already? Oh, okay, good. That's awesome. And yeah, but it
I anchored it in facts.
It happened to fall the night that we were recording or we were watching Justice League, and he's like, "Well, I can't. We got my source or whatever is. It's very. I don't know if he'll let anybody else get on the call, and yeah, I'm just gonna have to do it solo." And then he
Katie,
sent us.
You can sign off. You can log off for the evening.
It was pretty genius. Thank you, Katie. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it did not go over well with us.
I could feel the glaring heat through the
I was
phone.
trying to be diplomatic and trying to be nice about it. Like, oh, that's great that you got to do this.
It would have been nice if we were included.
Would it have been nice to be a part of it? Yes.
We should totally go back and show the text stream next to the video.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Katie. Yes, it was a good prank. It was fun.
I'm glad it's over.
I need y'all back for 7 years, felt like, of talk about that movie. But anyway.
7 years of 2 years of the show.
It felt like I said. All right. Let's talk about some honorable mentions.
Yeah.
So
you're up, Al. Yours is up.
All right. So I have 2 honorable mentions here, and my most anticipated this year was Licorice Pizza, and Nightmare Alley became one of my most anticipated. And Licorice Pizza was a fine movie. It just left me kind of flat when I left the theater. Nightmare Alley, I have the Criterion 1941 version. I'm not saying that's better, but this movie is all about the third act.
These are honorable, right? Not dishonorable mentions.
Well, I'm just saying, that's why I couldn't put them in the top 5. I'm just saying I couldn't. Licorice Pizza is a fine movie. I liked it just fine. I'll probably own it at one point. That movie is pretty divisive as well. It's about a 25-year-old girl and a 15-year-old boy falling in love with one another. So it's kind of got the creep factor there. So, but that didn't pull me out of it as much as just some of the other choices. Now, Philip Seymour Hoffman's kid, Cooper Hoffman, fine actor. Alana Haim, and the Haim sisters are in the movie. If you like the band Haim, they're all in this. They play sisters, and they actually all, and their actual parents are their parents in the movie. So I don't know if they're just friends or what happened, but PTA brought them in. So
they're not laying here near. Oh wait, playing here.
Yeah. I had to search out Licorice Pizza. I mean, not too bad, but Nightmare Alley was leaving theaters. So I think they're worth a watch, but Licorice Pizza was my number 5. And then I changed it after second thought. It would not that it was really matters. I would say it's probably tied with Green Knight. Nightmare Alley is all about the third act. This movie feels. Have you ever watched a movie and you can just see the camera moving? Like, like you're watching a movie and it feels like you don't get lost in the story so much. And I was really surprised by that because some of the sets and everything look like sets from a movie. They just, I mean, you
That's kind of
never lose yourself.
Excited me about that because it was so like movie making. Like it was so like just by the trailers felt like it was.
No,
like,
I had the same kind of idea, but when I'm sitting there watching this, it just, and I don't know, maybe it was because I saw it in a theater. Maybe it should have been on like an HBO or something, and it should have been on like an HBO Max or something like that. This is not a theater movie, really. Kate Blanchett steals the show. And Bradley Cooper's in both of these movies, and Bradley Cooper steals the show in Licorice Pizza. Rooney Mara, she's a fine actress. I like her just fine, but I think they could have recast that a little bit differently because that particular character is supposed to be like this cute all-American girl, and not that Rooney Mara did a bad job of acting, not at all, but she's just not that girl next door. You don't think of that when you see Rooney. You think of kind of like an edgier person. I do anyway. And maybe it's because I've seen her in certain movies, but I think that the movie Nightmare Alley is just fine, but it really does tick up in the third act. And that's where it just goes full steam ahead. And that's where you see everything that you want to see. Toni Collette is good in everything I've ever seen her in. This movie, you could tell she was acting. It just wasn't that great of a performance, but Kate Blanchett just jumps off a screen. This movie's based in 1941. She looks like she's from that era. Everybody else looks like they're playing dress up. They're modern.
Well, the movie itself to me just kind of, and I haven't seen it yet, but it had this like scenery chewing, like almost intentional vibe to it.
It felt almost like a stage production.
Yeah,
that's exactly what it felt like to a certain degree, but not in a good way to me. So I do suggest that everybody see it still, but it's pretty much leaving theaters now, so you can't really. I mean, you can. There's like one showing a day now, but yeah, I think it's a home watch for sure. But neither one of them are bad. Licorice Pizza is totally worth watching. Again, I don't know if it's worth the trip to the theater unless you just want to have a theater experience. All the movies I watch are pretty quiet for the most part, and more so than like an action hero movie or whatever, and superhero movie, whatever. And you can hear the superhero movies 3 theaters down while you're trying to watch these movies. And I really wish theaters would kind of.
You hear the clapping?
Yeah, you could hear stupid people clapping. So
that's why Al hates Spider-Man.
You can hear all their stupid happiness. Oh, gross. So just gives me hives. Anyway, so yeah,
allergic to joy.
Yeah, so I will probably own Licorice Pizza. Not so sure I'll own Nightmare Alley.
Interesting. All right. Well, as far as I got a few more than Al as far as honorable mentions. So I'll just go through them pretty quickly. The ones that kind of came to mind, like Al talked about Nobody earlier. I really love that movie. Seen it twice, both times. Super enjoyable. Promising Young Woman technically came out the end of last
I
year.
would have included
year
this one
before
in
that,
my
but
honorables as well. But
I know Ryan and
thought it was
myself, we
2020.
we didn't watch it until 2021 because it didn't get a wide release.
It was great.
We actually had to watch it at home, I believe, with like a screener.
Still hope they do a new Blu-ray or 4K or anything. I mean, like, I wish one of the boutiques would.
I'm gonna end up
release
printing this cover, and
I
putting
love
it-
that cover. Yeah,
Yeah, it's great.
yeah. I forgot.
They
See,
had they had some other great covers too. The lipstick on the mirror.
yeah. There's so many. That should be one of those ones to where you have like a interchangeable cover. You know how some
Anything but what they chose.
anything. Yeah, just like, hey, yeah, that's fine. Whatever.
Yeah, it was pretty horrible.
I don't get it. Anyway, but yeah, Promising Young Woman. Really enjoyed that movie. I haven't seen it since we reviewed it, so but I do own it now. I need to. I want to go back and watch it again.
Yeah,
That's one that when people come over and just want to watch something that they haven't seen, that's one I've gone to before that goes over well.
Yeah. Nice.
I think you guys
care a
wanted
lot.
to see that before we talked about it on the show. Like when I talked about it as my number one last year, right? I mean, you
Yeah,
guys
yeah.
had anticipated seeing it,
I
you
wanted
just
to
weren't
see it.
able to, right?
Yeah.
I Care a Lot. We also reviewed earlier.
That's
in
one of the movies I forgot I saw until you just brought up this graphic. I was like, oh yeah, I
Me
watched
too.
that.
Yeah.
Me too.
Oh yeah, I don't care a lot. So
I enjoyed that one also.
Yeah, I enjoyed it as well.
yeah, it was a good performance.
Rosamund Pike, great. Peter Dinklage, also great. It was just a different type of
You
story.
want to freaking
Oh.
hate her. Oh gosh.
My
She's
gosh,
awful.
dude. Peter Dinklage is in the new Cyrano movie, Cyrano de Bergerac story. That trailer was on the front of both Nightmare Alley and Licorice Pizza. That looks like the worst pile of garbage I've seen in a long time. Like the songs are flat, like everything's just terrible in the trailer. Like you just, I don't know. I was like cringing
I don't
by
think I've seen this.
like a minute, and you should totally see it. If you want to see the Cyrano de Bergerac story, watch the movie Roxanne with Steve Martin. I'm sorry to interrupt. Go ahead, please. Sorry.
It's quite all right. But yeah, I Care a Lot. I really enjoyed it. That was a surprise hit for me this year. And it's on Netflix, super accessible. Go watch it if you hadn't. Don't watch the trailer or anything. Just kind of watch it. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah, that was a good one to watch. Blind. Yeah, that was a good one.
For sure.
A Quiet Place Part 2. I also enjoyed a lot.
Kind of forgot I saw that.
That was one of the first return to theaters movies for me after Tenet, I think. But yeah, it's not as good as the first one, but I still enjoyed it a lot. And
was Tenet a 2021 movie?
No, but
no, it was last year.
it was the first movie back because it was supposed to come out right before all the shutdowns started.
It was in November of 2020, right, or something like that. Something like that.
What, Tenet?
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Could
have been, but yeah, Quiet Place Part 2. Really enjoyed that, and it's also a lot of my entries, not a lot, but a few of them are coupled with the fact that if I can get Luna into something, it makes it even better. And so her and my nephews were all like very into this first one and the second one. So that was really fun to experience that through their eyes. And which is why Raya and the Last Dragon is also on my honorable mentions, because I didn't expect it to be that good, but it was very good for a Disney animation movie. I thought that story was really cool. The animation's also, it's really great as well. But then just like the fight choreography, everything kind of came together. And it's one movie that I can say that Awkwafina did not bug the hell out of me. So
I just don't know what it is, but she grates my nerves. So while you were speaking, Tony from Basement Blues said that Promising Young Woman was a good movie, and Quiet Place was enjoyable. Quiet Place 2 was enjoyable. Tony, I want to know what you think. I know that you own Promising Young Woman. Do you wish that they would put out like a special edition or at least different packaging for that movie?
That's not a leading question. There's not a right answer, Tony.
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
And if you don't think they should, you can see yourself out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But tell us what you think.
that was the biggest bummer because I was like thinking, because I even thought about not buying it because I was like, oh, they'll release a special, and they still haven't done it.
Yeah.
Stinkers. So
Little
Yeah,
goobers.
I did not buy it because I'm not going to buy that.
I seriously, I got to start making I used to make a list of everything I saw in the course of a year, but I just don't remember anymore.
Right?
My honorables. So there's Nobody that Al mentioned earlier. This
Really
is just a fun.
surprised that No Time to Die is on here. Like that it wasn't in your top 5.
Well, with the poster I've had up in my house for.
And you said you cried at the movie.
I did. It's not an uncommon thing. It's okay to cry in movies.
I'm not saying that, but I'm saying usually if a movie makes you cry, it's like that's a high mark.
Yeah. I'm trying to think now.
You big girl. I'm just kidding.
Dune, I didn't cry in. I don't think. Spider-Man, yes. DSJL, yes. Succession, I want to cry in fear. Matrix, no. But anyways, Nobody. Yeah, it's just a fun movie, start to stop, and it's well made. I hope that there's some more exploration with that character because the kind of like Joe Schmo approach to something like this was fun, something fresh. No Time to Die. If anybody watches this show or if anybody has followed us talking about this movie, I've had a poster up in my house for this movie with the original release date on it for since, I don't know, 2019. And it finally came out, and I quite enjoy this. I'm a big fan of Daniel Craig's Bond. I know it's not necessarily the a super popular opinion, but I really do enjoy these films. This one was an awesome ending to his arc. I don't think either of you guys have seen it yet, correct?
Ghostbusters?
No Time to Die.
Oh, no. That's on my list of shame. But
Gotcha. Got it. Yeah, so it's worth checking out. Ghostbusters was a fun one. I always forget her name. Help me out, little girl.
Mackenzie Grace.
Yes, she.
I literally was going to say Daisy May something other. I don't know the girl's name. I really thought that was the girl's name.
Yeah. Tony from Basement Blues. I love this Bond film. It was a great ending. Yeah, it's an ending that doesn't. It's very non-traditional in regards to Bond movies. So that was fun to see. Something kind of different. And then the last one I put on there was a movie that I watched on a plane, and it made my honorable mentions.
That's
Nomadland.
That's a high mark.
I know. Nomadland. The first thing that stood out about this movie, and I watched it on a plane, was how freaking beautifully shot it is.
It's film of the year.
Yeah, it's well worth that. It's a very slice of life type movie. There's not necessarily a ton of highs and lows emotionally, but it's just it was a fun ride, fun performances, and kind of like a cool slice of Americana. So I recommend people check that out, especially if you're big into cinematography. Yeah, that's what I got.
Well, cool.
Nice.
Did you guys have any like bummers, like movies that you were excited to see but didn't turn out the way you wanted it to?
I haven't really thought about it.
I had one, the Kajillionaire movie. I really wanted to see that, and I hated that movie with a purple passion. I watched that entire movie thinking it's gonna get good. It's gonna get, and I just hated everything about that movie. Just I couldn't stand it. That there was
Yeah.
another one, but I can't remember. Yeah, so
Can I include Wonder Woman 84 again?
here,
Year?
Wonder Woman 84. I can't think of another one. It seems like there was one, but
Chris would put Matrix Resurrections in there.
Yeah.
well, what about wanted to see but weren't able to see? Did you have any of those?
Yeah, well, No Time to Die. It's one for me. Last Night in Soho. Last Duel. Nightmare Alley. Those are probably the Licorice Pizza. Those are ones that I think probably they were definitely highly anticipated. I just never could make it work to go see them or haven't seen them
Pig.
yet. Pig, I do want to see. Yeah, so
Pretty much
we'll add it.
Al's top 5.
Yeah, this is what I have. It's kind of funny. Wanted to see but didn't. Pig. I have Coda on there, Nightmare Alley, and Licorice Pizza. So
yeah, they're all worth seeing for sure. Pig is, I don't know if you guys will agree if it's that it stands out as much as I think it does, but I love it.
Antlers was one that I wanted to see, not like highly anticipated, but definitely interested in seeing. Lamb was one that I was interested in seeing.
Lamb's on my list, and come on, that's the one. Man, I have tried to go see that in the theater. I have
and you're just like, come on.
But it just came out at that perfect time where you're super busy with all the holidays and everything, and then it was like over an hour and a half, 2 hours away from me to go see it, and it was only showing like one time on a certain Saturday, and but I do anticipate seeing that. I do anticipate loving that movie. It's getting rave reviews. It's at the top of a lot of people's list for the year. So I do think that would have been in my top 5 as of right now, but eventually I'll see it.
What was the movie that we reviewed that had Tom Holland and Pattinson? It was like the
Southern thing.
Yeah. Devil All the Time. That was a disappointing movie for me.
The movie was I forgot that was this year. I forgot I even saw it. That's one of those movies I just forgot about.
It may not have been this year. I don't know, but
honestly, that movie is a stinker. Again. But people love it.
The other one,
I judge people for liking that movie.
Those Who Wish Me Dead was a disappointing movie.
I know that a lot of people like it, but I'm not I don't know. The performances are so bad. That was one thing about Nightmare Alley. Bradley Cooper's Southern accent's a little bit off in certain scenes. He doesn't keep it consistent. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah. So, but yeah, so I can't
Gunpowder Milkshake. That was a disappointing movie for me. Had a cool trailer, but the movie was kind of poorly executed.
Yeah, forgot about that.
Coming to America.
Oh yeah. I don't know that I anticipated that as much as I was just kind of like, I'll check this out. I mean, I was wanting to see it, don't get me wrong. But man, that movie was just terrible. It was just awful. It had none of the it had no germs from the original movie. It just had the same characters, but none of the same integrity or anything. It just so lame. Cash grab.
I imagine you guys would probably put Many Saints of Newark on there as a disappointment. I enjoyed it personally, but I know that you two weren't super high on it.
I don't know if I'd say disappointment.
I wasn't amped up enough to be disappointed by it. I never really wanted a Sopranos movie. I think you leave it well enough alone, but it wasn't good. Yeah. So I honestly forgot I saw that. I'm trying. Honestly, I've got to start a list because I can't remember anything because these movies are just so disposable now. So it is what it is.
Some of them can be for sure.
Now we do have a new award this year. It's the Robocop Award. It is the movie that you finally saw that you've been wanting to see for a long time, or people have guilted you into seeing, and that you really enjoyed. So let's go around the horn. Brandon, what was your RoboCop Award movie? And don't you
I
dare
didn't make
say
graphics
RoboCop.
for this section.
That's fine. It's fine.
But I would say mine would be Heat.
Okay,
Finally
good
got
choice.
around to watching Heat. Really enjoyed it. It's one that had been on my list of shame for years and years, and well, ever since it came out. And
Right there with RoboCop itself.
it definitely wasn't RoboCop. I definitely didn't watch RoboCop the same night. Did not do that.
I know you didn't,
because I've never seen it.
You don't have to convince us.
I'm just making sure it's clear.
Shut your mouth. All right.
Okay.
Shut your mouth when you're talking to me.
But yeah, Heat, Michael Mann, Val Kilmer. I was inspired to watch it when I watched the Val documentary, and I was like, man, 'cause I watched it the same night. I was like, man, I want to watch something with Val Kilmer. I was like, I still haven't watched Heat. I want it. I need to watch it.
Wow, that's a good double feature right there. Heat with Carlito's Way, because Tony saw that this year for the first time.
Nice.
That's a good flick. Have you ever seen Carlito's Way?
Negative.
Man, that kind of makes me want to go see that now, Tony. So
Dog Day Afternoon.
That's a good movie. That's a good movie. Attica.
Dog Day Afternoon.
Tropic Thunder reference.
Yeah.
Don't cancel me.
I was about to say we all just got canceled. All right, Ryan, do you have a RoboCop Award movie?
I don't. I couldn't think of anything. I looked back. I was like, please, it was our Forrest Gump review this year. Please be this year. It was last year. So I don't have anything. I'm sure there was something, but I couldn't think of it. Again, maybe I should make a list too.
Yeah, we see so much stuff now, and the memories are just fleeting, and there's so much coming out all the time now that it's like hard to remember all this stuff.
I guess I could also add Sopranos, kind of. I haven't finished it yet, but I did watch almost 3 seasons of it.
Yeah, and Brandon, after we were like, yeah, you need to watch. He's like, I watched enough to get this movie and everything. And then he watched it, and he was like, yeah, I should have watched more.
Spoiled major plot point in the very first 5 seconds.
Yeah, lots of the freaking movie. So, mine that I did, I brought show and tell here. Hunger. This movie is brutal, and you don't forget this movie. You just don't forget this. I haven't stopped thinking about this movie.
That's a good idea.
Keep your list on Letterboxd. There we go. I use it every day and log everything. And you watch a movie a day, Tony. So
I'm so impressed by him.
I know, right?
So many facets.
Yeah, we have so many goals. We have our Tony goals. So next year we have our Tony Goal Award. How many copies of one movie did you get? So your Tony Award this year will be that Justice League still book you're about to go buy.
Yeah.
That you just ordered on Best Buy, I'm pretty sure. But no, I love Hunger. I think everybody should see this movie. It is brutal and uncomfortable to watch. But man, does it just stays with you. You do not forget this movie. There's a scene in this movie that's, I think it's like it's like 8.5 minutes long, but it's just one shot. It's just one shot, and there's smoke and everything. There's no cuts in this scene, and they're just acting. I mean, it is a clinic on acting. It is so good. So totally suggest everybody see this. And I bought it on Criterion. This is a great transfer because I mean, Criterion does it the best, but I mean, seriously, this is a great version to buy. I would say pick up the Criterion if you want to see this movie, because they really did it a great deal of justice. So, but you have to be in a certain type of mood. You don't want to be like, hey, I want to be happy today. You can't be like that if you want to watch Hunger. So, but it's one that's been on my list for a long time, and I purchased it during one of the sales. I think it was the one during the summer, and man, couldn't be happier that I bought it. Love it. So, nice. Speaking of physical media, do you guys have physical media that you?
It's not.
It is not a feel-good movie. No, it is not. It is a movie that really makes you appreciate what you have in life, though. It makes you appreciate your freedom and such like that. So it is. That's why I think it's a good viewing for everyone. All right, physical media. Favorite physical media of the year. Brandon.
I'll have to show a picture because it's not something I can hold up. Let's see, share screen here. Yeah, so coupled with my favorite movie of the year, I got these awesome prints that were illustrated through Bottleneck earlier this year, and I get to see them every time I come downstairs, and they're so pretty, and they've got great little quotes per character. And yeah, so I have a few other things that I've purchased collectible wise this year that I could also talk about, but this is definitely my fave out of.
I mean, you can talk about others if you want. I mean, I'm not saying we have to keep this to one.
Well, I mean, I didn't prep anything, but you know, like
okay.
Gets out his scroll.
I was totally not prepared. Pulls the flute out. Well, as far as like
in,
physical
Daddy,
media,
your sword, so clean.
Yeah, they're great.
Fresh and so clean.
As far as like physical media, like obviously we all got into vinyl this year, so I've got
thanks, Chris.
A few different thanks, Chris. My wife also thanks you. We've had to refinance our house.
Her entire Christmas gift was vinyl.
Yeah, it was. I got this for you. Takes it and goes.
Let me help you open it. It's Creed.
Well, this is a cool thing that I just got this week, actually.
We're sorry it's already open.
I got the remastered Lord of the Rings extended editions. Now Tony probably has these, but I don't like this box set as far as the art. It's pretty basic. So I took these discs, the discs of the remastered movies, and put them in the versions that I actually like from the extended edition box set, because that's the edition I want to pick up when I put it in to play. So I don't know if anybody else out there does stuff like that. But,
Ryan, I'm interested to know if Tony owns the edition that you own.
Oh yeah,
he has
the
to.
Mac Daddy.
Yeah, the Middle Earth collector's a big wood box set.
Yeah,
box set. Yeah.
I think it's worth a nice little piece of coin.
It is, and I got it on that Amazon flat.
Yeah.
I remember Brandon being so mad as he was driving in the car when I sent it to him or something.
Yeah. By the time I saw it, it was over.
First this, and then Michael Keaton. Just like,
what's the point?
The only other thing I'll say briefly, I don't have it handy, but just having
that is why I buy all of the editions. There you go.
Yeah.
We should just have that the more you know thing.
Right.
Every time he gives us advice.
In tandem with the little ZSJL prints that I showed, I'm stoked to own that movie physically and not have to worry about like anything happening to it. It's mine.
It's always
forever.
there. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't have to rely on HBO Max. So it's great.
Till the feds break in the middle of the night and erase it.
Unless they release an update that removes it from access to Blu-ray players, some sort of firmware. Release notes for this update removes Zack Snyder's Justice League playability.
Kills that code or whatever. Yeah. Anything else?
No, I think that's about it for me.
Brandon was joking, but he's gonna go and disconnect his player from Wi-Fi.
I did think about that earlier whenever I was going to talk about that. I was like, could they do that one day? I better stop doing this. I'm gonna disconnect this. I don't use the smart features of it anymore. There's no point in having it connected. Just to be safe.
Ryan, what about your physical media purchases?
This guy.
Yeah, I knew that was coming
Beauty.
out. Not only are you happy that you got it, you're happy that you actually have it in hand. Had that ordered for a while, right?
There was so much anticipation, months of anticipation.
Show a side like a profile.
Yeah, it's thick.
It's a thick boy.
Yeah, there's seven LPs in here. It's kind of a mixed mash of everything I love. It's vinyl. It's great packaging. Zack Snyder's Justice League. What can you not like?
I can count the ways.
Yeah, I'm not talking about.
It's got some. Looks like it's got some metallic foil.
Oh
stuff
yeah,
on the front.
It's
Pretty.
a work of art
Yeah, it's
for
got
sure.
some foil sample. So they still have it for pre-order on Mondo, which is funny.
Do they? Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Brandon, you got to jump on that. This thing.
I would love to have it. I just can't stomach the price.
This is great. It's now I've got the
If you
full
buy
trilogy
two,
on
just flip one.
first pressings of the full trilogy. So it's completing a. Always, we're all completionists. It's nice to wrap.
I'm trying to complete it with
Yeah.
keep sending me defective product.
But yeah, that's definitely my number one.
Anything else? Any honorable mentions?
I've got stuff like statues that are gonna be awesome that are coming, but they're not here yet.
So that's a next year thing. So
Some quarter scale.
I said this year.
Next year I'll have a ton of things to show.
Well, I have quite a few things, but they all kind of go together. So first off, I want to say that I got put your lint-free gloves on.
You're right.
Handling that
You're
duty.
right, Tony. You're right.
Yeah. I can show you a video of how to put that in a plastic bag. So
That's okay.
Best video of the year, by the way. So, best comment of the year. Thanks.
Yeah. Thanks for showing me how to open and close a bag.
Yeah. I just imagine that guy smoking while he said that. Like, this guy's a jerk. First off, I want to say I got 2 Christmas gifts, or just gifts in general. I don't know, but from you guys, it was Krampus, the naughty cut, and
that prettiness behind you,
the Krampus poster, which I'm trying to get the glare out of, and it has been an absolute nightmare to get the glare. But that poster is fantastic. So nice. Thank you both for that.
Krampus kind of Christmas.
Yeah. But to go right in line with that, stuff that I actually purchased myself is all my Halloween movies from Scream Factory. These and Tony got the even more amped up version with the vinyl and everything, but these are fantastic. I'm glad I got them when I did, because they are sold out pretty much everywhere that I've looked recently.
I like the art on them.
But I also got Halloween Kills and Halloween.
It was a Halloween kind of. We would like to apologize to Al's neighbors.
Yeah. So this is my candy corn edition, and this is that much talked about charred pumpkin. It's just black version. So yeah, these are some of my favorite things.
Marketing.
I also
love it.
I'm also excited that I got the new Lindsey Buckingham album. That's but I spin these quite a bit. It's quite a bit. So but no, I shoot, if I went through all the vinyl I have I don't know, I could pay for a kid to go to college for like through their master's degree right now with all the vinyl I've bought this year. So it's kind of ridiculous. So,
yeah, that is true. It is a money pit. A communal CiNEMACHiNE Christmas gift.
Well,
your viewership is enough, Nani. We appreciate it.
Yes, that is gift enough.
Both of y'all. Tony and Nani. Both of y'all.
Both of y'all. We got
well, let's scroll back through the chat here and see who's checked in with us this episode. I think it's fun.
Yeah, thanks to everybody for watching, for sure. I think is there anything else you guys want to talk about to cap off 2021 and start off 2022?
Well, this is the last show of CiNEMACHiNE.
Yeah.
we had a good
physical
run.
Media is bye. So,
no, I mean, appreciate everybody watching. It's always fun, especially now that we started doing these live things. It's something that we've kind of just, kind of hit the ground running. Yeah. And it's always fun to have people in the chat, get some instant feedback. And we appreciate all the regulars and anybody that's new that's jumped in. It's thanks a lot.
Yeah, the regulars, of course. Well, the best thing you could ever do for us is share,
our videos with your friends. Tell them about us. Talk about us on your socials. But also, Ryan, you want to tell them where they can find us and tag us and such?
Yeah. Hit the subscribe button here on YouTube, notification bell, so you can stay up to date on all of the videos we're putting out. We are on Twitter I'm on the Capecast run right here.
Oh my
We are
God.
on Instagram at CiNEMACHiNE and we have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/CiNEMACHiNEPod. Appreciate all the support that we get there.
Well, folks, I want to thank you all for a great 2021. This is a great departure from all the nonsense in the world. We get to talk about movies. As much as we do differ on our opinions of movies, we still like to come here and chat and talk about certain movies anyway. So I think things are just getting amped up. I think we're starting to get the hang of all of this. So we want to thank you for tuning in for sure. And we hope that everybody's having a great new year, and we'll see you all on the next CiNEMAChine.
So long.